So, big night tonight. Hopefully we're live everywhere. Looks like we're on the Facebook. Looks like we might be on the, I don't know whether we're on the YouTube. It's a bit hard to tell these days. But I look for, yes, we are live on the YouTube. So we're cooking with gas. Now, we've got a big storm rolling through here. Let me just... just get this up here.
Lost the power momentarily.
Yeah, momentarily. About 10 minutes ago, everything just went. Doosh.
So if we suddenly disappear,
it's probably something to do with that going on above our heads at the moment. So welcome everyone. Big show tonight. We got prizes. We got the quacker. We got to start the quacker. So for those that don't know, you just need to make a comment tonight to
on Facebook, is it?
Facebook or YouTube.
Oh, okay.
We've
got
it
on YouTube.
Look, we got the comments on
the
YouTube as well.
Yeah.
So we've got it up here both. So we're going to go alternating, Facebook and YouTube. So we'll alternate them between, but I've got to get the timer going here for 10 minutes, and you'll hear this noise if I can get it to work. The duck, quacker, Swanson. So Swanson's happening tonight. So we'll get him going, we'll get him rolling down the hill. So he started, so every 10 minutes or so. Now, prizes for tonight. Big Garrett night tonight. We've got invisible pans again.
Oh, they're handy in the bush.
In the bush. So we've got the big Super Sluice pan. We've got a classifier here, a really good classifier. You can actually see what's going on with that. We've got the little miniature pan. Backpacker pan. Got a couple of cool. These are good caps.
Yeah, they're nice. That's a new one.
These
you
Garrett
can wear
caps.
them out on an occasion.
On an occasion, it's a formal hat.
It's a formal hat.
Formal hat. That's what it is.
That's a tuxedo hat.
And then a fines bag there. So we've got some gear to give away. Thanks, Warren, for coming along.
No, it's been good.
And enjoying
good to come back.
Madness.
Yeah.
That is this show. So.
You're always on edge. You don't know what's going to happen next.
Oh, it's interesting.
It's seat of the pants stuff, really.
Yes, it certainly is. So we've got some specials going tonight. We'll run through them throughout the night. But we've got a few specials, a few Garrett specials to get them going. So Joss is here. Great photo. Leads me, Jocelyn from Smoky Prospecting. Have you seen Smoky Prospecting? No. Smoky's a good channel. It's only a small channel just starting. Smoky and Joe. Joe's the leading force behind it, to be honest, because she runs the camera.
Oh, okay. I might have seen.
And puts up with Scott.
Where are they?
Well, they're based at Warwick, but I think they do some Claremont work and all that sort of stuff. Queensland guys. But what was I going to say? They put out a video today on Harts Range. So
that'd be interesting.
Harts Hill.
Oh, the
new Fossicking area. I forgot to bring it across. Harts Hill camping area, which allows panning, doesn't allow sluicing, I don't believe. And we've got a whole stack of notifications up here. Alan's picking up a machine tomorrow, as you might have noticed. But Harts Hill camping.
Thanes Creek obviously runs through the
Thanes
property,
Creek runs through the property. I believe it's either right next to the Fossicking area or like a couple hundred metres from it, sort of thing. So that's how you get on there.
Oh, it'd be old workings in them.
Old workings, and from what I understand, it's upstream from the Fossicking area. I could have that back to front. So that creek will have gold in it.
Oh, absolutely.
And probably a lot of gold.
Still plenty of gold coming out of that tiny little Fossicking area.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So that
oh, that's good.
That's
open for. Is it self-catering sort of camping?
Yeah. It's just a paddock. So it's a good little area.
That should
I'd
do
say.
well.
Yeah, I think so. They're I don't know exactly how much they are. $18 a night. I don't know. It's free to go panning.
Oh, okay.
Like it's a decent.
And it's only 2.5 hours from Brisbane or whatever.
That's awesome. Yeah. And that's the camp.
Oh, that's nice.
Mode paddock there.
Mightn't look like that now, but
who
knows?
1,600 metres of creek frontage to Thanes Creek.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen Thames
No,
Creek look
that's,
like that.
that's in America or somewhere, that photo.
But yes, so that's an interesting one. But I think it's only $18 a night ahead. So I
Yep.
think that's
good.
I think that's good. And of course,
The more the better for because the government's not doing anything.
well, there's Carbine Station. It's opened in the last couple of months. That's out on the western side. Then down the southern side, I don't think Jeff's got a name, but Jeff's place that's got Mountain Maid on, he's opened that up.
Oh, okay. On the Jurakai side.
On the right down the bottom end of
Okay.
Jurakai there. So I think that's there you go, Deborah Kelly, $25 for couples. It's only a short 20 hour drive from Melbourne, Gem Q says.
It is not far.
Not far at all.
What's wrong with you, Jim Q?
Yeah, come on.
Were you whinging about 20-hour drive?
Now, actually, we've got to mention Gem Q.
If I headed north, I'd still be in Queensland in 20 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know what the problem is,
Uh,
but I actually we probably need to mention Guy, because hasn't he changed his YouTube channel name?
oh, has he? Because I
I-
tell you what, I don't get notifications. I've been subscribed to Guy since day dot.
Let's have a look here. I believe it has.
And I don't get notifications anymore. Because YouTube stopped doing it. YouTube's gone a bit silly, actually.
Yeah. Well, actually, we should just ask Guy. Hey,
Yeah. What's your channel
What's
name?
your new channel name, Guy?
Gem Q1, not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah.
He's one of the founding fathers of Australian YouTube channels.
Well, he was one of the. He was.
When he
Was
originally-
he? You were too.
Yeah, and I Rock On 2 in Melbourne, and the Chuka Digger. That was back when the internet was a smaller place.
It's
and,
not like that anymore.
It's not like that anymore.
Is it called the Gold Guy?
Oh, is he?
Jim's
Oh,
Gold Rush Guy. The
Yeah.
Gold Rush Guy. No wonder
Okay.
you're not seeing any notifications.
that's why I'm wondering what happened to Gem Q1.
Yeah. No, he's
Thought he'd
gone.
fallen down a mine shaft.
Yeah.
Came back as the Gold Rush guy.
Gold Rush Guy. So make sure, if you're not subscribed to Guy, that's a good chat. If you're not subscribed to Warren as well, but get onto those channels there. Metal Detecting Australia royalty.
Yeah.
So-
Actually, I want to talk about the Gold Rush a bit
Oh, good.
because
We like
I don't know if
talking
you've got any content. You've got actually any content for the show? Or could
No, you just.
Oh, okay.
yeah. I have
Um,
got your pick here. Well, that's it.
Oh, that's right. Well, that's a authentic Gold Rush pick from the 1950s.
And it's still got the spiders living aboard
Yeah.
in the bottom of the pick there. That's an interesting pick.
It
that.
is.
If anyone's got any information on that pick.
That's. I think that style of pick's got a name, but it doesn't spring to mind.
Yeah. Someone will tell us.
Yeah. Anyway, what I was
Gold
going to
Rush.
say about the Gold Rush. I've been doing I'm filming at the moment a new Rockerbox video because
Oh, yeah.
my gold cradling video is one of my most popular. And I always get questions about how do you build a gold cradle. So
Sorry about that.
yeah, that's all right.
I tried to stand it up. Didn't work.
It's just seat of the pants stuff like usual.
Yeah.
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 So I always say to people, like, if you get yourself a good gold pan, like a Garrett pan, and I know you sell a lot of prospecting gear, like the gold rack, top end gold rack stuff, but a lot of prospectors build their own gear.
Yep.
Always have.
It's a pelican pick.
No, it is a Pelican pick. That's
Yeah,
exactly what it is.
pelican pick.
Yeah.
See, I told you someone.
Yeah. Pelican pick.
Ian, Trevor Pye. Ian.
I knew it.
Lots
I knew
of
it
people,
had a name.
Lots of people smarter than me.
Than us.
Yeah.
You can say us.
Yep.
What was I talking about?
Gold
Gold
Rush.
rushes.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was going to say. Anyway, yeah, the rocker box. So you can get into prospecting pretty. A
Yep.
lot of people build their own gear, right?
Yep.
So I was researching it about the first gold rushes in Australia.
Yeah.
Like Hargraves is sort of regarded as the
Yeah.
man who discovered gold at Sofala, Turon, or wherever it was.
Yeah.
Because Hargraves was an interesting case. Like he went to he was an Australian, went to California, rushed, didn't do too well, but he picked up on the technology
Yep.
and brought the gold cradle to Australia. The thought, the engineering of the gold cradle. And incredibly, the first gold cradle that was ever built that he instructed this bloke to build is in the museum in Sydney.
Oh,
The actual
first one.
cradle, the first one ever built.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not the story I was going to tell. It was about the first ever gold in Australia that was reported. So it all starts back in May 1787. First fleet leaves England,
Yeah.
probably Portsmouth, I don't know. And on the Lady Penryn, there's a convict called James Foley, right?
Right.
Yeah, he's got 7 years transportation. I don't know what his crime was, because it was
7 years, it wouldn't have been much.
No. Well, he wasn't hung
No.
yet.
Yeah.
That'll come eventually.
Yeah.
But he, I think it was a fairly common sentence, 7 years transportation. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've got some ancestors that was set
7
from oil
years.
for 7 years. Anyway, so
Loaf of bread stuff, that.
January they turn up in Sydney in their English gear of first Australian summer.
Yeah.
January 1788, first fleet pulls into Sydney.
Yeah.
August that year, Foley says to one of the redcoats, "I found some gold down at the harbour." Right now, well, you think of Sydney in 1788 in August?
Yeah.
It's probably just Circular Quay and the tank stream, and they're all crowded around the
Yeah.
water. A couple of tents and a few huts.
Yeah.
Like they've only
That's
been
it.
there 6 or 7 months. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So you look at Middlehead and friggin' Manly, like that's the other side of the world. Like
Yeah.
no one's been around there yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the redcoats say to him, "All right, Foley, where's this gold? Show us where the gold is," because he didn't produce anything.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay, he says. So he took one of the redcoats down to the harbour, but he bolts. So that was his plan. He bolted, right? So he's gone. That night he comes back because he
It's
was
a bit
hungry.
dangerous. Yeah.
Comes back, he gets 50 lashes.
Yeah.
Of the cat, right, for his troubles.
Yep.
But the next day, or a couple of days later, he wants to see the governor, Phillip. He's got a specimen of gold. He's got quartz and gold,
Yeah.
and he produces it and he shows it to the governor.
Yeah.
And Phillip says, "Right, take some of the redcoats down to the harbour. Hang on, better give you a giveaway.
No.
What happened to the giveaway?
Well, we can give away.
Oh,
I'm
this story
interested
could
in
go
the
on all night. Anyway, okay, so here's the story. I'll wrap it up real quick.
No, don't wrap it up quick. We'll get
I'll have a
Swanson
drink.
going real quick.
Yeah,
We got the cap.
you got to.
We got the cap, and we're going with.
This is a formal hat.
This is the formal hat. This is going to Joe Hag from YouTube. Joe, you need to contact me and tell me you've won the cap. It is a formal hat.
And book a night out at a good restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. Take your partner out, get all dolled up.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Joe. The Ducks on the downhill run. So we'll go again. Right. So.
So this is day 3 or 4.
Yep.
Daly's got this. He produces a specimen of quartz and gold.
Yeah.
Which is verified as being that's what it is.
Yeah.
They've seen it before. Apparently, I don't know where. Anyway, so Phillip says, take a couple of officers down and show us where on the harbour
Yeah.
you're finding this gold.
Yeah.
He leaves the governor's residence and they're heading down the harbour. And one of the officers said to Daly, is this fair income or
Yeah.
not? You better fess up now because it's not going to end well for you.
Yeah.
And Daly says, no, it's actually a hoax, right? So they take the specimen off him and give him 100 lashes,
Yeah.
and he's sent back to barracks. What he'd done was he'd found some quartz down around the harbour. He'd actually melted a guinea or a gold sovereign and some brass knuckles, shavings of a brass knuckles, and made a specimen. And it looked like it was actually gold and quartz,
and the quartz, yeah.
right? And to this day, well, not to this day, but most of the convicts still believe that he actually did find a quartz reef in Sydney Harbour.
Yeah.
But anyway, to me, this raises more questions than it answers. How does a convict get hold of a gold sovereign?
Yes.
And B, what are brass knuckles? What's with the brass knuckles? How does he get access to a box of brass knuckles? Why did the First Fleet take a box of brass knuckles to Sydney? What are they're
Well, you
punching
wouldn't
on
think-
with what's going on?
Well, you wouldn't think that they'd have brass knuckles.
Well, like what? Who in England said, "Well, look, geez, we better pack some
Very
brass knuckles"?
important. Yeah. We're going to
We're going
settle
to the
a
other
new
side of the
country.
world.
What are we going to do without brass knuckles? All right.
Yeah, but here's the thing. By August 1788, the First Fleet they're nearly starving to death. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Second
yeah.
Fleet didn't come till 1789 and 90.
Yeah.
And that saved them because they were nearly dead.
Dead, yeah,
Nothing
yeah.
grew in Sydney Harbour. Or
Well,
they had
yeah.
to clear all these trees,
Yeah.
ironbarks and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm amazed at this convict. I'm like, it must have been pretty loose if he's getting around melting down
Well,
sovereigns and.
Isn't there a story like I've had a well, this is a very vague story, but I've heard talk of the creek running into Circular Quay originally.
Tank stream.
Tank Stream. Wasn't there gold panned out of there?
Probably.
I've heard something
Well, I
about
reckon
that.
Daly was onto it. There's probably a reef under the Opera House.
Oh, well, they
Yeah.
tend to build these structures.
Yeah.
You look at Indooroopilly down
Yeah, I know
there, it's
exactly.
gotta
The
be
Harbour
great.
Bridge is built on
Yeah.
a reef.
Yeah, yeah.
I know, but to me, it's pretty amazing how he got around. Oh, of course, didn't end well for Daly. He didn't make the Christmas. because he got hung for break and enter in October or
He
something.
needed another gold
Yeah,
sovereign to
yeah,
make another
that's
special.
right. So he was like, I don't think they were guarded that well or something. I don't know what was going on in 1788.
Well, where were you going?
Yeah, I know. Well, he
Like,
probably that day he bolted, right? Day one when he said, "I'm going to." He probably got 50 metres into the bush, looked around, thought, "Hang on a minute, where am I going?"
this may not have been the most
Yeah,
sensible
I might have
decision.
thought that through.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's
Like,
just not like you think about New South Wales in 1788 would have been impenetrable scrub
oh,
from Sydney to Cairns and Melbourne and back. Like there was
Oh,
no,
no, the
open-
whole
you know what I mean?
country
was just
was just,
like ridges and mountains and just
yeah,
they didn't
endless,
Find, they didn't even
endless.
find the Blue Mountains till 1813. Like what's going on? Oh, that was the other. They reckon the second gold that was found, and this was fair income, whether or not Foley was or Daly, whatever his name was. One of the convict roads as they were cutting through the Blue Mountains, they found gold, a quartz reef and gold
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
they were cutting one of those convict roads, which is quite feasible
Yeah, oh,
because that's
absolutely.
all up
yeah.
around through Lura and Blackheath is all coal and shale,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's
yeah.
all alluvial.
Yeah, yeah.
And those mountains of the Blue Mountains are the big sandstone cliffs.
But
Well,
that's not surprising
That's not surprising.
at all.
I know about the Sydney Harbour bit, but that's the thing is Sydney Harbour.
Will it,
Geologically, Sydney Harbour doesn't have it. Doesn't actually. It's got the Parramatta River, but it's not actually a river valley. It's a drowned. It's a drowned a mountain range sort of
is
thing.
it?
Apparently, so like that's why it's all sandstone. See, so it could be.
okay.
I reckon they should start ripping up the floor tiles in the opera house. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I just thought it was interesting how he managed to. Because if he'd actually kept the gold sovereign and spent it, he might have been better off than trying to melt it down and trick the redcoats. Like he didn't think it through, did he? Really?
No. Well, scampering off into the bush is
Like,
probably not the
They had no clue what was
most
over,
sensible.
what was over the next hill.
No, no, and like, didn't they have some trouble with the
locals.
indigenous
Who weren't
that-
happy about what was going on.
going on? No.
Because the worst thing about whitefellas is they camp around all the waterholes.
Yeah, yeah, and just too scared to leave
And,
the
they sit-
water
yeah,
holes.
and they have big fires at
Yeah,
night.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Righto, we got tons and tons of people here. Richard Bevan's learning more on this show than he did at school. Richard, I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. If you consider Warren and I an education, I don't know.
It's all, these are facts. These are facts.
Facts,
They're facts.
solid facts. But I do want to know if I wonder whether we can see a First Fleet manifest and see whether there was the knuckle dusters.
No, yeah, we need to see. You can get a list of convicts. Daly's on there.
Yeah.
He's there.
But
7
you
years.
can't-
But we need to know what was in the cargo hold.
Yeah.
Like,
'Cause-
why would you pack brass knuckles? Who are they punching on with? Like,
Well, unless it's
here's
for
the point: the redcoats have got guns. They don't have to punch anyone, unless they give it to the convicts for a bit of entertainment. Like,
oh,
that's real
a
entertaining when
couple
you
of fivers on a Sunday afternoon.
get it with a set of brass knuckles.
yeah. So, yeah. Righto. So, what else have we got to talk about? Right, let's get on to a special before the duck catches up with us in about 3 minutes' time. So, you need to write this down. If you're looking for a Garrett machine, we're doing some specials. Okay. AT Max. Right. We're going to knock 5% off just for tonight. But you need the code Swanson5. Swanson5. So remember that. Put that into the code on the website. If you are looking for a AT Max from Garrett, that will be...
Where's that go at the checkout or something?
Yeah, at the checkout. Yeah, you just there's a discount code in there. Swanson5. So since we're doing a Swanson night...
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
And good Christmas present for your loved one.
Yeah, absolutely. AT Max is a cracking machine. So it's been a while since we've talked about Swanson. So we might just tell...
So there he is in action there.
Look, there's Swanson by the fire out at the lease at Warwick. He was purchased...
Where is he now? Is he still out there?
He's still out there, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's camped
He's like
by
a guard swan.
He's... well, he can't no longer go in the water because he's got a ballast issue. But he
Pretty top
he was
heavy.
originally, he's a solar powered swan that's supposed to spit water out of his mouth
Oh,
to keep a bit of water circulating in the dam.
oh yeah, to keep it aerated.
Keep it aerated so it doesn't stink as much.
But
However,
he capsizes.
well, he hadn't got a crack in his back end.
Oh, so he leaks.
So he leaks, and then
What about?
it's over.
You could have
His two little legs going like this,
Could
right?
have fixed him up with a bit of silicon, couldn't you?
Well,
And a keel. I was going to suggest a keel and stop him, you know.
the problem with that is we didn't realise he had a crack until
All animals have got one.
yeah, until
It came with one.
he was out in the dam.
Oh, right. How far, a long way out in the dam.
He was out in the middle of the dam, and then no one really wanted to go into the dam to get him.
No, you don't know what's in that water. It's
No, well, his little
and it's
feet
cold.
like this.
Oh, he's actually got feet.
Yeah.
Oh, because he paddles, does he? Oh, the solar.
No,
Oh,
he's just got 2 feet.
no.
Right. So, anyway, he drifted to the side there at one stage. So he spent
Eventually.
about a week in the water, and I think his circuit board was
Oh, I see what's happened.
a bit buggered by
Yeah.
that stage. So
Yeah.
now he sits by the fire,
Yep,
annoys everyone.
that's good. So
Yeah,
he's
so-
kind of like, this is in his memory sort of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. This is in his memory, and he's about to go off again. But so, if people who don't know, this is Swanson.
That's why hence the code.
Hence the
And
code.
the 5 would mean 5% of.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
and he was named by the audience,
Oh, okay.
by the Facebook audience. I originally thought it was quite a stupid name. I don't think it's a bad name.
It's a
man.
street in Melbourne.
Here he goes again.
Oh.
Right, here's Swanson. We'll get him going again. What are we giving away this time? Go away. What do we give away?
That's your discretion. I'll let you.
A classifier.
Oh, yeah.
A classifier goes to. We've got to go to Facebook this time. Mark McIntosh. Mark McIntosh, congratulations. You got a really good classifier, Mark McIntosh. Can you contact me directly after the show? I have lost the comments on the screen, but we'll get them back directly. So what else has been going on? Have you been doing much detecting?
Oh, yeah.
What's-
We've been running around with the Apex a bit.
Yeah, it's a great machine.
Yeah,
mate.
it's a good
I'm
machine.
enjoying mine. We've got to take it out the leash yet, so
Yeah, we've got to use it. We need to do a gold video with it.
Yep.
I mean, it's not designed as a prospecting machine, but it's one of the
Oh,
better, probably one of the better VLFs for doing it, really, when you consider its assets.
yeah.
Even though it hasn't got a proper all metal mode.
I've only spent a couple of hours on it out the lease, and I was surprised how quiet it ran.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It's much quieter.
Well,
than
the other thing to
anything
try
else.
on the lease is multi-salt.
Mm.
You know,
You
there's-
told me that
Yeah.
after I tried it.
yeah,
on
after,
lease.
after you come home.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there's all sorts of options there. I mean, you know, it just opens up a whole range of options to anyone using a machine, whether it's a gold or relics, to use a machine that's got a multi-frequency capability plus the selectable single frequencies.
yeah.
I mean, multi-frequency isn't it is not a silver bullet.
No, it's not. And there's reasons to choose
Why you would use a
your
single, frequency.
Like if you're chasing silvers,
Yeah,
you want a low,
That's right.
low frequency
I mean, I
punch deep.
you see, I mean, I lurk around forums. I don't actually contribute to anything.
There's a Young Guns. It's a Goldie magnet. Yes,
Yeah, it is.
It would smash.
Oh, it
It's-
loves those $2 coins and
Yeah,
$1
yeah,
coins.
yeah.
Yeah, multi-frequency. I mean, it's got its application, but I mean, like I said, you see on the forums when Deus has had multi-frequency
Yep.
for a long time.
Yep.
And MindLab came out with 3030 and Equinox.
Yep.
And you see comments like, oh, especially when you're talking about a Garrett 18 Max, for example, oh, that's such old technology compared to multi-frequency because it's VLF. Yeah, but here's the news: multi-frequency is VLF.
Yeah.
It just goes into LF above 30 kilohertz.
Yeah.
And like on an Apex, for example, you got 5, 10, 15, 20 kilohertz selectable, but the multi and the multi-salt go way beyond
Yeah.
those parameters.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They go.
So
much
okay,
further.
your Equinox, your Apex, and I mean that's corporate knowledge with the companies involved, what they actually go to for their frequencies.
Yep.
But they are VLF. They're VLF metal
Yeah.
detectors.
Yeah.
They go into LF if they go above 30, technically.
Yeah.
Like a Fisher Goldbug is an LF detector.
Yeah. Yeah.
75 kilohertz.
Yeah.
But to say that it's outdated technology just isn't true, because I mean, in the end, if you look at look at what you're actually doing. When I'm not talking about gold here. I will in a minute, but I'm talking about coins and relics. What advantages does multi-frequency give you? Like you see it overseas when they're smashing out little Roman coins.
Yeah.
You get all sorts of better depth and better conductivity returns with multi-frequency.
Yeah.
However, here in Australia, there's a lot of places where you get deep targets in Australia. I'll give you that,
Yeah.
but I'm not talking about gold once again. Majority of detecting, and most people watching this show will agree, is in rock hard
Yeah.
ground
Yeah.
where coins and relics don't go that deep.
Yeah.
Okay, I can go to places in Australia and overseas. Yes, I've dug deep targets. But when you're running around Western Queensland in an old cricket oval,
Yeah.
and seriously,
Yeah.
that's how far down a
And-
penny is,
And the ground.
and the ground is like friggin' concrete.
Concrete. Yeah.
Now, I was looking through some old back issue Gold Gem Treasure, and someone had sent in an article, as they do. I had a great day, and it was just that sort of thing. It was an old oval,
Yep.
cricket oval, or a dance hall or something, Western Queensland, with a new multi-frequency machine. Oh, look, it's smashing it. Look what I found. But what he found was half a dozen pennies,
Yeah.
a florin, a shilling, and a cricket buckle.
Yeah.
Now, you could have found that with a 40-year-old White's coin machine.
Yeah.
The multi-frequency, what I'm saying is, in that situation,
Yeah.
it's not multi-frequency that's got you those targets.
Yeah.
What-
It's just any metal.
Any metal detector will get those targets.
Yeah.
And what you've got is a new operator
Yeah.
cherry picking obvious high tones. Like
Yeah.
a penny, that's 30 grams or something. That's a
Yeah.
hell of a lot of
Yeah.
copper and a copper alloy.
Yeah.
That's a massive target.
Yeah. It is.
For that
And-
that coin at an inch, you don't need multi-frequency.
Yeah.
You can get it with a wet stick.
Yeah. Exactly.
It just doesn't make any sense to say, how much are they? 10 grams.
10 grams.
I was only at 200% out. But the point
That's close.
being, and this is what I really picked up from the article. He was saying, look, this new machine's so fantastic. Multi-frequency is the way to go. He didn't have a single threepence. He didn't have any small gold rings. And he didn't have any small gold chain. Now, they mightn't have been there, but the threepences would have.
Yeah.
If you run around a paddock and pick up a heap of pennies,
Yeah. The
Doesn't
strips
mean
there
you-
as well.
you've missed the threepences.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? So that's not so much a machine shortcoming, it's the operator deciding, I'm taking all these big, hard, loud targets.
And that's
That's not because it's multi-frequency that it's picking up that.
yeah. And people fail. People go to parks and hit dollars and $2
Yeah.
coins, right?
Yeah.
And they notch out everything else to hit dollars and $2
I
coins,
know.
and they're leaving rings
What are you
and
leaving behind?
chain,
All the
and
gold.
all the gold,
All the gold.
right? And I've noticed that so much. You go to some of these parks that have been heavily detected. There's no dollars and $2,
No.
but all
I know.
the odd targets are there.
I know.
All
And the ones, the scratchy signals and
the
a ring might not necessarily going to give you a good target return anyway.
yeah, exactly.
Or your target IDs will be variable, and they might not even get a digital ID until you get right up on the closer to the core.
Yeah.
But and the other thing about that is, I've been to these places that people have detected out.
Oh,
The number of times I've picked up a coin, and especially a threepence, from someone's mulligan.
yeah,
They didn't fill in the hole.
yeah,
They flipped out a threepence, and it's like,
yeah,
okay, well, you don't know what you're doing, and you're not filling in the
Yeah.
holes.
yeah,
But to say that multi-frequency is a killer, and all you found was a heap of pennies,
yeah,
something's not going right. So it's not right.
yeah, yeah,
So yes, multi-frequency does work. You get great target separation. You get really good resolution on depth, and also when you've got masking going on, whether it's iron or it's another target,
Yeah, exactly,
different
yeah.
conductivity.
yeah, exactly.
So like on an apex, you'll get two very separate target IDs on a machine on targets side by side
Yeah,
at good depth.
yeah,
Like I've pulled out all that video I did when I did the Beach Butch Goldfields. I was hitting a threepence. This is a 50% threepence, so it's low
Yeah.
conductivity, post 46. I was getting it at 15 inches
yeah, yeah,
in multi.
yeah.
Okay, I get it, that works. But you can't say that multi-frequency isn't the silver bullet.
No, it's not. And turn off the bloody discrimination.
Turn off the discrimination.
Like,
Why?
and dig and okay, get to know that what your trash is.
Yeah.
And don't dig the trash numbers.
Yeah.
Right, but dig those oddballs that you're missing.
Yeah.
The oddballs are the
Or the one-ways,
yeah,
the one-way target IDs where you're getting a nice 70 or 80 in one direction, you go the other end, it disappears.
yeah,
They walk off it.
yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
So-
the other thing is too, in the trouble, like you're saying, with the discrimination, you dial in all this discrimination, notch out too much of the low stuff. And this is the beauty of Apex. You can run your iron audio on all the time.
Yeah.
You still discriminate your iron. It's still detecting it, but you can reduce your volume and just still hear the iron.
Yeah.
And you need to do that a lot,
Yeah.
especially in the army camps and that sort of thing, where you want to know the extent of the artifact scatter, if you like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not so much in a park.
No. No.
I don't really detect parks, but
Yeah.
that's where that's a really useful feature. But like you said, if you're going for deep silver, old deep silver,
You want a low frequency.
but think about it's like gold prospecting. You got to work to the ground you're on.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, there's
you go to a big one of these big old parks in any of our cities, assuming you're allowed to dig it up, and you find that the tree trunks are all been buried. Well, you know they've top dressed it and top dressed it for the last 200 years. You know your really early stuff could be a metre down.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's ever going to find that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So don't go around, wondering why you're only getting ring pulls
Yeah.
and you're not getting any Victorian silver.
Silver.
That's
It's-
why
it's a metre down, yeah.
You're never going to get it.
Yeah.
But-
I got an interesting story about a park around here. We had a park. I won't tell the person's name. He might be watching. But
Well, it's he. You said.
yeah, that narrows it
Right.
down.
Or she.
Anyway, there's a park around the shop here, right? That we used to go over and do a lot of videos on, and it was good because a lot of videos. So anyway, a customer, a good customer, really good customer, brings us up one day. Says, I worked out where that park is. You blokes are rubbish. You guys can't clean. Yeah, there was $1 and $2 coins all over the thing. I said, mate, we weren't.
We weren't trying to clean it up.
We used them for videos.
I know.
I was just like, oh God. But anyway, that's good. But look at that.
Yeah,
Look at the time.
Yeah, I know, it's perfect.
Yeah,
the
I know.
way that your story just ended as a duck
I
quack.
know. It's almost like I've done this before. Nice little hat.
Yeah, it is.
No hat. I've got to show you the sieves. The sieves are over there. So
yeah, the old
little
sieves, yeah.
prospectus coin. Tom Mundy on. Tom Mundy is a familiar name. Tom Mundy on YouTube wins this one. The first one that popped up. Tom Mundy, contact us, PM us on Facebook or send us a message on YouTube, and we'll get that out to you tomorrow. Right. Why is my comment picture right, and when I like something, my old profile picture? I don't know how I can fix that for you, Richard. Sorry about that, mate. Right, who else is here? Jeff, Mark. It's good having all these comments in one feed.
Yeah, it's
like
good.
you can see everyone. Yeah. Who else? There was a couple of questions there I wanted to get to. Well, Mark McIntosh.
Yep.
He's got a Pro and a Knox 800.
Yep.
Right, and loves them both.
Yeah.
If someone rings me up and says I got a lost ring, although I don't do much of it anymore, and I've got a shop full of detectors,
Yeah.
the machine I pick up's the
It's
AT Pro.
I know.
It's simple.
To this day, that remains, and it's got some years on it now, but one of the best professional level relic machines ever made.
Yeah,
And it's so easy to use.
I absolutely
Yeah.
love that machine.
Yeah, and it's built like a tank. That's the thing; it doesn't fall apart in
No.
your hands. Like
No.
I've never broken. I've never had any of my machines break down in the
Yeah.
field where I've had to go home.
Yeah. No, neither have I. Neither have I.
Yeah, that's a good machine. Yeah, but like Mark said, it's horses for courses. If you get into this hobby in a serious way, you end up with a shed full of metal detectors.
Yeah, well,
And especially for gold, you take the machine that suits what you're doing.
yeah. I've got a limit. I've installed a limit on myself.
Have you?
I've had to.
I've had
I opened the back of the ute there one day. I've gone, this has got out of control. It was.
I've had to extend my racks at home, which is I've got too many racks.
No,
I've got machines hanging up.
I'm only got 3 machines.
Have you?
3. That's it. That's all I'm allowed. 3 machines. So
I think I've got. I shouldn't tell you. I think I've got 15.
have you?
A couple are out of service. They're in the. They've had honourable retirements.
Have they? Yeah. No, I've got 3. I've got 3
What's going on?
machines.
You got some technical glitches, have you?
No, I believe the keyboard is sitting on the power button. So we've got a second machine over
This
there.
is not affecting anything that's happening
No,
anyway.
no, it's not affecting anything that's happening. So
Actually, I got to get back onto the depth thing. Like, you always get people, how deep does it go, which is a logical question.
Yep.
but people get hung up on depth. To me, um, target separation, latency, how quickly it recovers, you know, from a target, and how quickly it reports a target.
Yeah.
Far more important than depth, because like I said, there's not. I mean, okay, yes, you can go to places in Australia where you're going to get deep coins and relics, but most places, that's not what you're doing.
No.
You're not digging a hole 18 inches down.
The depth thing, particularly in cities, is a non-event. You don't want any depth.
No, you don't want to.
Like you don't want to hit it. You don't want to hit something in a park and go, "Oh, that's a good target," but it's 18 inches down.
Yeah, no, you're not going to.
You don't want to.
It's not achievable.
No, and you don't want to.
But see, this is the thing is because we're such a big, flat, hot, dry place. People from overseas don't sort of get that. Gold's different. I'm not talking about gold.
Yeah.
That depth's not a real concern in a lot of ways, especially Western Queensland. Holy crap! Most of the stuff's sunbaking.
Yeah. Oh.
And it's been there 150 years.
Yeah.
But I was reading an interesting story the other day. This is a bit off topic, but it's to do with relics. 1854, there was a paddle steamer called the Arabia.
Arabia.
Nice name, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was in the Missouri River, right? So Mississippi in America.
Yep.
Mississippi, Missouri, biggest river system in the world. Okay, so 1854 or 1850s, it's going upstream on a 3-week trip.
Yep.
To I don't know where, full of stores.
Yep.
It had crates of silverware and plates and pickled meats and wine and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a supply boat.
Yeah.
She's going upstream, hit a snag in the river and sank.
Right.
1850s. Trouble is the river's only about 6 feet deep. It's a massive river, you know what America's like.
Everything's big over
the
there.
main deck sort of just went underwater and everyone just walked off.
Yeah.
Right? But overnight it sank into the mud because there's that much mud there.
Yeah.
This is a depth story if you wonder where this is going, if you want.
Good.
So okay, the riverboat over a couple of weeks just disappeared into the mud, and this is a riverboat with the big chimneys and the whole deal.
Yeah.
They found it again in 1988, right?
Yeah.
Now this is about deposition and how targets disappear with time. And this is a boat; it's not a penny.
Yeah.
Well, there's a few coins on board. In 1988, some billionaire decided he's going to find the Arabia. It's now 800 metres from the river in a farmer's paddock, 14 metres down.
Oh, really?
Can you believe how much mud comes down?
So when did it sink?
1850s.
1850s.
130 years.
130 years.
It's now 800 metres from the river and it's 14 metres underground. That's how much a target can
Wow.
move. Okay, so
The river's shifted.
The river's shifted, but that's,
800 metres.
I mean, that's only too light. Well, you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
But so he spent years and years looking for the boat and he found it in amongst the cows.
Wow. And how deep?
14 metres. Right. So now this is what I mean about targets in Australia. That's not likely to happen.
No.
Even on the Murray River.
No.
I'm pretty sure no boat is 800 metres off the river unless someone's dragged it there.
Well,
But what he's done.
but the ground's that hard.
Yeah, the
that
ground's
we
that hard.
don't-
But this,
it doesn't
But
sink.
that American Midwest, it's just friggin' mud and soft silt.
Yeah.
Same in Europe, I guess, in the UK and a lot of
Yeah.
when
It's
you
the
get
moisture.
the moisture. And can you imagine the recovery? They had to dig a pit and de-water a pit 14
Yeah.
metres deep, but they
Yeah.
got the ship out. All the food was still edible and the wine was drinkable because it was perfectly preserved in this cold mud. They reckon it was one of the greatest American archaeology digs ever. But the point is that targets don't go that far and that
Not
deep
in
in
Australia. No. And the only way they go that deep,
But you
I
know,
would suspect the only places that relic targets we get that deep is the beach
yeah, for sure.
and
For sure.
underwater.
And when you've got lots of wave action and deposition
Yeah.
and storm activity.
Yeah.
But you know, there's no way a coin in a Western New South Wales or Queensland ghost town goes down a metre.
Goes down
or
3 inches.
Or 800 metres that
yeah,
way.
exactly.
It's
Or
usually
3
sitting on
inches.
the top where that bloke dropped it
Yeah.
the day he dropped it.
Yeah.
So I mean that's the kind of relic situations they're dealing with in Europe and in the United States, parts of the United States, not all of it.
I want to see if I can find a picture here
Of what?
of a pick. Right? We've got lots of pictures of gold here, but I want to show you what the country does
Not to a pig.
to a pick. Right?
Okay.
This is, if I can find it, I'm sure I can. This pick, right? This pick dug. I've got to work this out here.
You're going to show it the camera.
I'm going to try to show
that
it
gonna
to the
work?
camera. I think so. This pick dug 200, 1200. This pick dug about 10,000 holes.
What?
Right?
What's it got, a meter on it?
Right? And I know it's hard to see, but there's the original size of it, right? And that's how much it's dug down in Australia, in the Australian
Yep.
country.
Yep.
Like that was North Queensland,
Yeah, I know.
right?
See
That would not happen in
the
Europe
Mississippi mud.
or
Well,
the Mississippi.
They're cutting plugs. You watch any of Bo's videos?
Yeah.
He's cutting plugs like it's.
Like,
Custom.
and they're perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah.
He's not even leaning on it.
And we get a bit of stick. Have all our YouTube time from people from the UK and what sort of maniac hacks away at the soil like that looking for a coin?
Until they come over and dig a hole here.
Have a crack at digging a
Yeah,
plug.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They just don't understand. And like you said, it's just all about the moisture.
Yeah.
And even that storm you showed earlier coming through here, Brisbane, like that wouldn't have a couple of mil into the ground.
Yeah.
It's bone dry underneath.
Yeah.
Just doesn't make any
Well,
difference.
I got an inch out at the lease, and it was an inch of rain. It was a decent inch of rain,
Yeah.
and and it was and seriously, it was like 10 mil.
Didn't even pellet. Yeah, I know.
It just nothing.
It's a
So-
tough. It's a tough gig, Australia.
Oh, freak.
But see, the thing about North Queensland, all up
That
through the
storm's
Cape,
gone.
yeah, it's way off the coast now.
Yeah.
Hope it's hitting Fraser Island. They're in a bit
Yeah.
of trouble there.
Yeah. Actually, we'll see. if
See
we
that
can-
that water bombers up there now, the big 737.
Yeah, it doesn't look like
Oh.
it's got it yet. So we got the Swanson. We got the
Is
Swanson.
these 10 minute? Is he 10-minute intervals?
It's 10-minute intervals. Right, we've got to get him started again. What are we going to give away this time? We got
Another formal hat.
no. We've got to save the formal hat. Right, we've got the fines bag. I've got to get the fines bag. This one on a Facebook goes to Dave Scott. Congratulations, Dave Scott. Contact me straight after the show. All you need to do to win a prize tonight, or have a chance to win a prize tonight, is make a comment in the feed, either on the YouTube or on the Facebook. We got one of each left. We're onto it now. But yeah, doesn't look like Harvey Bay's getting or Fraser's
Fraser
getting
really needs
a
it.
drink.
That's
Yet.
been. I think they were saying that's been burned for 7 weeks. that
7
fire.
weeks or something or other. Yeah. Well, they evacuated. I think they finally evacuated Kingfisher over the last couple of days. They were staging all the fire
Yep.
guys there, but yeah.
It's like when we went over to the US in January.
We got an intro going.
Starting
I
again.
got trigger happy.
We're
Starting again. So.
Yeah, we were treated like refugees when we went to America in January. They thought the whole country had burnt down
Oh, really?
last summer.
Yeah,
it nearly did.
Well, it did. Well,
3 billion animals died apparently or something.
yeah. It shows you how many animals we've got.
Yeah,
mate,
we've got plenty
'cause
of animals. What's the problem?
I didn't quite mean it like that, but we have got,
Yeah.
like, it
when you
wasn't
go to
the
the bush,
whole country.
No.
The whole country
Because
wasn't
when
on
they
fire.
said to we pulled up at a restaurant, they said, that you poor Australians, how are the fires going? I said, I don't know, they're about 1,000 k's south of us.
Yeah.
They said, what do you mean? I said, well, 700 miles away. I don't know what's going on. Like, she said, geez. Like, oh, okay. They thought the whole country had burnt down.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy, isn't it? Like,
Oh, that's just the media, isn't it? Just shows you.
oh, everything's blown out of,
I know.
not blown out of proportion, but
That's all they're going to report.
don't let the truth get into the
Oh,
way of
I
selling
know.
some newspapers.
Yeah.
Or a ad on this or, an ad on
or a
that.
Facebook feed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you're talking about the pick being, that was all North Queensland work.
Yep.
Like from Georgetown up through, it's all DK granite.
Yeah.
It's so abrasive, that country.
Yeah. It's
Man,
hard
where's
country.
that excavated teeth and dozer blades and
They
don't last long in that country at all.
Yeah. That country is
And it just
crazy.
lifts a machine off the ground if you try to dig a hole.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
I walked through a camp up there, and I walked through a camp up there. This is a little while ago now. Walked through a camp, and every bit of equipment was still in this old camp. It must have been 60s, 70s, 80s, right?
Yeah,
Something in there, right? Every bit. There was no old Land Rover there. I've got to ask you how the Land Rover's going too. But
No, you don't.
but every piece of equipment was turned upside down. The car, the plant,
Oh, the scrub balls tipped them over.
no, everything. Apparently had a squabble
Oh,
with
the
someone.
partnership broke up.
Yeah, and then so they didn't take anything with them. They just turned the whole lot upside down.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's the end of that.
yeah, and one of the old fellas on this place was telling me, oh yeah, there was a hell of a squabble going on there, and we went and looked at it 2 weeks later, and everything was upside down and bugging. All the glass was broken, everything was bugging.
Jeez.
So
That's not an unusual thing that happened in a gold camp in that part of the world.
exactly. So tell me,
What about?
how's the
Oh, it's undergoing therapy at the moment. It's just
therapy?
at the mechanic.
Has something else fallen off it?
No, it's well, they don't really know what's happened.
Right.
It's undiagnosed.
Undiagnosed.
Yeah.
And operational?
Oh, it's not operational. I came in Colleen's car.
Yeah. How's that going?
No, I'll have to get another. No, it'll be back shortly, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hope springs eternal. Once I pay the exorbitant bill, I'm sure it'll be back.
Well, you've had a bit of trouble with it this year.
This year is me. Oh, this is the same trouble, I think. I think it's got one computer.
Yeah.
Got to work out to bypass that one computer.
Yeah.
I got to go back to a Series 1, like you said, or a
Yeah.
Parenti.
Yeah, Parenti.
I need less technology, not more of it.
Yeah, that's
Like I was saying to you, the RACQ said, "I went out repairing it. We're not a repairing service. We're a recovery service.
Yeah.
We don't fix it because you can't.
Yeah.
Nothing. You plug a nanocom into or whatever it's called into a modern diesel.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. No, like that's why I went for the old Cruiser.
Yeah.
Because everything's mechanic.
Oh, this
I
new,
can swing a spanner.
This
on it.
new Ineos Grenadier looks pretty good, but it's
The what?
This new one, this British billionaire.
Yeah.
He owns Ineos, it's INEOS Chemicals. He's building it's a clone of the old Defender. Land Rover wanted to take him to court because that's what they should have built. But anyway,
Well, Land Rover stopped building them, haven't they?
no, there's the new Defender, which
Yeah,
is like
no,
it's
okay.
just a freaking discovery.
Yeah.
But the Ineos Grenadier is what the new Land Rover should have been. It looks just like a Land Rover,
How
right?
do you spell that?
INEOS Grenadier. So it's called the Grenadier because they
EOS.
thought they were on the booze one night in the Grenadier Hotel in England.
Right, hang on. I'll bring everyone.
Yeah,
I'll bring
anyway.
everyone with us.
My point I'm trying to make is it's got computers in it because they put a BMW engine in it.
Oh, did they?
Well,
Here we go.
it'll be about 80 grand.
We'll accept the cookies. Built on purpose. Here we go.
What's
Scroll down.
yeah?
Here we are.
It needs better photos than that.
Oh,
Oh, there it is. Look,
there.
see. It's just a copy of a Defender.
Yeah, it just looks like a Defender.
That's what, and Land Rover weren't happy because they realised that's what they should have done.
Yeah.
But this they're lining up to buy them.
I don't know why such an iconic brand would go so far away.
and just build another SUV.
Because it's hand built,
Hey,
right?
I know.
It's not.
yeah, you know,
You
my
don't have-
Defender, they got the transfer on the decal on the back that says Defender.
Yeah.
It's got a. This is a hand built it is. It's got a thumbprint on it. Like some bloke, the bloke in charge of putting the stick on the back, he's got it. What the hell? And he stuck it on the car, and it's got and then there's a big thumbprint "der" in it. I don't get my hand built, so I got someone's DNA in the car.
Yeah.
Well,
No, but for a company that hand builds these things, right?
I know they got away from their core
You
business.
would think that they could say, well, righto, we don't need 200 blokes to hand build this. We only need 50, even if they weren't selling them. But you wouldn't think they'd let that DNA go
no,
as
I
quick,
know.
as easy as they
They
sort of did.
And it was just a huge disappointment.
Oh, it was. It was a disappointment. I was disappointed, and I don't even like them because bits fall off them all the time.
Yeah, but you can easily buy parts and bolt them back on. Because
Yeah.
they've been made,
Yeah.
the same part fits a 1960 model
Yeah,
as a 1990 model.
that's probably why they fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
But yeah, no, that's
But that's
Grenadier.
why. But that's why I bought that Cruiser.
Well, we've had this
'Cause-
discussion
so,
before. The previous rant.
Yeah.
We just want to. I mean, even a 79 series Cruiser, they're like you just 2 live axles, big donk,
Yeah.
but it's got a computer on it.
Yeah.
I get why we've got to live with computers. I
Yeah.
understand that
Yeah.
because of the EU5 or whatever we're up to. 9 or 10 probably now. You know, EU emission controls.
Yeah.
Then you got these diesel particulate filters and all this garbage.
Yeah.
But you need a switch that can bypass the system.
Yeah. So you can get home.
Can get home.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why there's a lot of 60 series still. A lot of prospectors run around in 60 series.
Yeah. Or even
Or
the 80s.
45s.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, my Cruiser is probably not the most ecologically sound.
Yeah, but I mean, you got a 9-litre D-treat diesel in it or something, haven't you?
No, 6 litre Chev. But, not
Like,
that that's any better.
It's more emissions than a coal-fired power station.
Yeah. Blake was having a go at me the other day, just tongue in cheek. He reckons every time I started, a polar bear fell over. But apparently
Well,
the polar bears are rebounding.
Sadly,
So,
it's true.
yeah.
Like, luckily we've got billions of animals in Australia. 'Cause
Exactly. Yeah. No, the polar bears aren't. Clearly, there's only a couple down at SeaWorld. They haven't fallen over yet.
That's
so
all right.
it's
They're in Canada anyway.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
don't
exactly.
really care about
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Yeah. And I hear they're pretty nasty if you get on
They
the
are.
wrong
They're
side
not.
of
They're
them.
not. You don't hang around. It's funny. You go to America, and they all say, "Oh, we're Australia. Everyone wants to kill you." Yeah, but if you lay down in a sleeping bag on the ground here, okay, a brown snake might be in
With a
there,
company,
but
yeah.
it's not going to be a friggin' 2-ton bear that's going to tear you to pieces. Like
No.
you can get away from it.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
what's going to? Okay, you know, big red kangaroo might get a bit angry if you cornered him, but he's not going to rip you to bits. Well, he could,
No.
I suppose, but
Oh,
It's
I had a mate of mine when I was a kid, right? We wasn't really a mate of mine. Well, mate was driving, right? Out west, middle of the night, in a sedan. A kangaroo went over the bonnet, straight through the glass window, into the back seat. Right, went between the two drivers, right? And there was a bloke asleep on the back seat. And this kangaroo arrived in the back seat
oh
with him.
god,
He had
Heavy.
170 stitches or something or other. It
Oh,
just tore him to shreds.
yeah.
I don't know who was more
Yeah,
frightened. There's a problem here. I don't know. how to
the
tell
quackers went
I don't know who was more frightened, the
real or the
real or the bloke in the back seat.
was he wearing a seatbelt? Doesn't sound very safe what he was doing.
Oh, this was a few years ago.
1975.
No, well, I'm not that old. Garrett Penn, we're up to YouTube. D Reynolds, congratulations, D Reynolds. This is a great pan, this, right? Super deep riffles and
Oh.
great cleanup pan.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
really like
awesome.
that pan. So
Oh.
D Reynolds, give us a call. So you can give us a call,
I've
send
got
me
a
your
couple of them.
details.
One of mine's nearly 30 years old. It's
Yeah.
still going.
Did you see that pan? Did you see last night someone's modifying these gull traps? Grab that gull
What do you mean
trap.
modifying it? Oh, it's got a hole in it.
It has got a hole in it.
What's? Oh yeah,
It's a pocket
yeah.
to quickly
Classify it down
classify
to your
them
heavies.
to the heavies. Look at that. You can only see the blue bit on the
Yeah,
screen.
just a little
unfortunately.
rectangle on the screen.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I had a
Something
mate.
little
He was driving a truck out Western Queensland with the window down, and a wedge-tailed eagle was coming in a bit of roadkill, and he missed the roadkill and he came in the driver's window. Can you imagine the mess? There's two blokes in the front of this council truck,
Oh no!
and there's a wedge-tailed eagle like with a 6-foot wingspan, and he didn't know what was going on. Like they just come out torn to shreds.
yeah.
Eagle sort of just walked off.
Yeah.
They
Oh, my
couldn't
God.
stop the truck in
Yeah.
time. Like this thing's just going mad in the truck. Jeez.
Wouldn't you be a bloody shock?
Oh,
Because you'd have no warning.
like you just driving along and there's
what's
this
that bloody
freaking
thing
eagle
doing?
comes through the window. It's bad enough when you hit a cicada or something, but let alone an eagle coming through the window.
Yeah.
Only in
Ben
Australia.
Long had Dad had a pelican flying his truck. That'd be a similar issue.
Same deal.
Yeah. That would be a real issue. A
Yeah.
pelican.
Yeah, it would be.
I think I'd probably prefer a pelican over a
Wedge-tailed eagle. The trouble with the wedge-tailed eagles, they think they're the top of the they are the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
Unless you've got a rifle, you're not going to beat it,
No.
and you can't shoot them.
Yeah.
But I've driven up to those. I've had to drive around big wedgies on the highway out west.
Yeah.
Because they just won't move.
Yeah.
They're on a bit of roadkill and they just look up at you.
Yeah.
And you can drive right past them. They'll just look at you, no threat at all.
Yeah.
You just got to go around them.
Yeah. Oh,
So yeah, okay. Look, we've got dangerous wildlife, especially in the country of the window with your truck at 100 kilometres an hour.
that's hilarious.
So here's a bit of a tip: but keep your windows up out west.
well,
Yeah.
yeah.
What a
Yeah.
mess.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But that would be shocking, wouldn't it? Oh, yeah.
Just the shock of it, and then what the hell's going on? And then the eagles thinking the same thing.
The goannas. Have you been out to Warwick lately?
Yeah.
The goannas out there are in plague proportion.
Must have been a bit of rain we had a couple of months ago.
A bit of
or something.
rain and
Must
what
be a
have you.
few mice around for them to eat or something. What do they eat?
Yeah.
Right? A little rodents.
I don't know, but you got to watch them out at Warwick because they climb into the back of your ute, right? Had a bloke arrive back in Warwick.
Oh, the goanna's still in there. Oh.
The goanna wasn't happy.
Comes
So-
out of McDonald's drive-through.
Yeah, yeah. They're only little fellas, only about
Oh, right.
2 foot long.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
only just hatched or something.
Not like that
like
big one you got at the camp.
Oh, there's a few there. There's about a dozen of them. They're funny. We reckon we can tell with the stripes on their tail who's who.
Oh, they got, yeah.
But there's something funny I found out about goannas a month or so ago, is that Finn was clearing the camp, right, keeping the camp safe, chasing the goannas,
Oh,
off,
right.
right,
Herding goannas.
herding goannas. So you could chase a goanna. They won't go up any tree. They run to a tree. They'll sniff the tree and go, "No, that's not my tree. That's someone else's tree." And they'll go to the next one, right? And then you chase the next one. He goes, "No, this is my tree." They've all got their own trees.
True. So that's it's real territorial.
Well,
Sure.
they control
Their own tree.
their own trees,
Huh?
and they won't go up
Sounds
each
like there's
other's
too
trees.
many of them there. For
Oh,
comfort.
there's a lot of them there. So, yeah, there is a lot of, that's
Tell you what, you wouldn't want to. Must be a while since there's been a fire out there at Jericho, eh?
a long time. 84 was the last.
Did they do
decent
any
one.
control burns out there?
Well, since I've had the lease out there, they did I'm a bit annoyed because they didn't notify me, but obviously I'm not that important. But
Yeah, but you're sitting in the middle of the forest.
well, true. But they decided to firebomb it from a chopper.
Oh God!
Right?
Right.
Sensible, right, to a degree. So there's 5 little patches about this big in the forest that burnt,
Oh yeah.
right? So none of them took. The day was too cold, too wet, so the fire didn't take off at all. They're too cautious sort of thing. But that ground it's got some timber
Some fuel
in it.
laying
Yeah,
around, isn't
yeah,
there?
yeah. It's mental.
This is the thing about management. I hope last summer someone learned some lessons because it's all going to happen again.
Well,
Like no one's
nothing's,
backburning,
nothing's changed.
no one's burning anything.
No, nothing's changed out here.
I can't believe what that fire did to the Cunningham's Gap.
Yeah,
Like
well,
that was rainforest.
Yep, and it hasn't
It
recovered.
hasn't come back. Just
No.
the vines, dead trees and vines.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was thick. And even the bell miners have sort of, you don't hear them as much.
No, they've cleared.
They've gone
off
somewhere
too.
else.
Yeah. But I cannot see. Like, so I drive through a lot of that bush getting out there, and drive through a bit of that bush. Nothing's changed.
No. Oh,
They're
no. Management was.
No, nothing.
No.
There's no backburning being done. There's no, like, there's not even an attempt to burn that forest.
No.
There's not.
Just
like,
lock it up. Forget
it's
about
just.
it. Mate, what about, there's a spot over there on Talgoy with a prickly pear. It's
yeah,
unbelievable.
and they're fining people, farmers, for having prickly pear on their bloody property.
Have a
They're
look at
going
your
around, you got to
backyard.
go and sort this out.
Like there's a spot there where
State
you
forest,
can't walk
yeah.
through, like it's just a green hell.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it was
yeah.
back before the cactus blasters. I don't know what happened to that.
yeah.
It's just crazy, like 1930s.
They
like
went on
it's-
holidays.
Yeah, they must have. They need to
Yeah.
put them back in there because that's bad. That spot there. It's thick.
Oh, yeah. And, well, like, we're getting towards a rant here. But
Yeah, well,
The,
rants need to be said.
they do.
No.
But the foresters don't. Sometimes, we were out there last Wednesday. It got to over 50 degrees in the shade. If something had took off then,
Yeah.
it would have just
where do you go?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not just that. I pay this ridiculous fossicking license fee. The dearest
Yes.
state in the country
Yep.
to go prospecting is
Yep.
Queensland.
With the least amount of country.
Least amount of country. You get out to that country, all the signs are knocked down.
Yep.
There's no directions, there's no boundary markers, there's
No.
nothing.
No.
Nothing at all.
No, just the corners.
Where's the administration?
Oh, they don't. Well, they don't want people out there.
No, that's true.
Yeah, but that's why there's so many of these private properties opening
I
up,
know.
like Harts Hill.
We need to get them up through. It's good that there's around Georgetown and that you got a lot of good big cattle stations.
Yeah,
Plenty of gold still be found.
yeah.
You
Oh,
know-
there is a lot of ground. There's a lot of gold.
It's
still
nothing to do
around.
with the no thanks to the government.
No. They don't give it. They don't give a.
I was actually it was interesting about that country. If it, I don't know who's watching this show has been to North Queensland, but you look at the centre of the Cape up to
Yeah.
the gold rushes from the Etheridge up through to Hodgkinson and particularly the Palmer River,
Yeah.
because we're talking about the Aboriginals and their waterholes, were really interesting in that when the rushes happened in Victoria, New South Wales in the 1850s, the pastoralists were already there.
Yeah.
So all the infrastructure was there. The Aboriginal people had either been pushed off or they were employed in,
Previously,
employed.
yeah.
Okay. And then the prospectors came.
Yeah.
Right? So all the infrastructure was there, all the towns were there, the
Yep.
food was there was cattle, there was
Yep.
pigs, there was sheep.
Yeah.
But when you went to North Queensland, who was the first up there? It wasn't the pastoralists, it was the prospectors.
Yeah.
So everything, that's why it was such a violent
Oh yeah.
battle,
Yeah.
because it was about water.
Yeah.
And there was no infrastructure, no food.
Yeah.
So as soon as a bunch of prospectors turn up around a waterhole with their sniders,
Yeah.
the local tribe has no choice but to fight or move
Yeah.
on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And there's no food.
Yeah.
There's no food.
And there's some of the stories up there are
Oh.
horrific of the
And they're all,
warfare.
but every one of them's true.
Yeah.
Because
And probably there's 1,000 more stories that are untold.
I know.
Because
It's-
people have just
listen,
they're still up
you've
there.
been up there. You wander around the Palmer. You find random graves everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chinese grave mostly, but there's a lot of Western graves,
Yeah. Absolutely.
European graves.
Yeah.
But yeah, but so those rushes were unique in Australia because the prospectors went first.
Well, there's the duck again.
And prospectors, by and large, in the 1870s, didn't really care about the environment or the native population.
No. they didn't.
Whereas the squatters and the selectors did because
'Cause they were
They
there.
needed them, and they're there, and the food and the
permanent.
towns were there,
Yeah.
the roads were there.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you think about how far from anywhere Cooktown was in 1872.
And then
Like,
you had
and then you had to
walk.
walk for a week across the conglomerates to get to the goldfield.
Yeah.
No food, and you had to rely on the country for the water,
And
and there's no roads.
they were basically eating till they got to no tucker left.
Yep.
Then going,
Yeah,
we gotta go to
it
Cooktown.
was like a cargo cult
Yeah.
where they were just because no one. This is until the Chinese came and put in some market gardens.
Yeah.
There's no food,
No.
and that's why there's so much conflict with the Aboriginal people because the prospectors was kind of a shoot first, ask questions
Yeah.
later.
Exactly.
Because
yeah.
they were there for gold, and that's all they cared about.
Yeah.
And the problem with gold, this is the problem with gold. It's found in the water that the Aboriginal people wanted to drink.
yeah. Exactly.
So you're destroying the water hole.
Yeah.
To get, and that's the farmers down south in around Victoria, New South Wales, the old
Yeah.
areas. They wanted the water for their cattle.
Yeah.
They weren't going to destroy the water, but
Yeah.
the prospectors wanted the water to process their wash.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was kind of a perfect storm of, the worst situation for the Aboriginal people.
Yeah. It was, and it's never going to
Still,
It was never going to
never going to go together.
work in North Queensland.
No, never going to work in North Queensland.
Yeah.
Because it was too far from the centre of civilization.
Yeah. Danny Stevens, you're dead right. This is your hat, Danny. Danny said it's my hat.
Yeah, it is.
It
There
is
you go.
your hat, Danny. Congratulations, Danny. We've got
That's it.
we've got them all done. We've got Swanson's on the downhill run.
Oh.
We got another 8 minutes in us, haven't we?
8 minutes.
8 minutes, and then we'll call it quits. Next week, we're going to we haven't really done a Christmas show this week.
Well, this was the Christmas.
Well,
this
this
is
is-
very spirited Christmas show.
It was a spirited Christmas show.
Yeah, there you go.
But this next week, I'm
That's
going to
nice.
really get serious about the.
I like that.
You like that? It's a
Yeah.
vast improvement.
Bit of bling.
Yeah. So
You can do the whole show like that.
No,
Oh.
I'm not. So
I can see the show budget's pretty high when you've got that.
well,
props
it's pretty
like that.
classy here.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I
Yeah.
tell you what, though, these sunglasses are pretty good in front of those lights.
Are
I
they?
just I feel quite
Oh, yeah.
relaxed now. Like
Saves your
They are
makeup melting.
bright.
Yeah.
They are pretty bright. But anyway, I'm going to
Yeah, what are you doing next week?
next week. Well, I'm going to empty the prize cupboard. Over those boxes there, that's the prize cupboard.
It's a bunch of boxes on a shelf.
It is a bunch of boxes on the shelf.
Well, cool.
And I'm going to I don't know what's in there. I know for a fact there's the Jewellery Man. Have you heard about the Jewellery Man on Facebook?
No.
The Jewellery Man goes round and he hides jewellery. He's got a stack of jewellery. He hides jewellery and then sends people a clue.
Oh, it's like a geocaching
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. But he hides jewellery.
What, in Australia?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's pretty cool.
Better get onto that and get some
So-
jewellery under the box.
Yeah. He's
So-
mostly
so-
down south. So he,
what
there's
sort of
mugs in
what
there.
sort of prizes are we looking forward to? You don't know.
There's soap. There's a stack of mugs in there. There's a bag of pay dirt there that I think belongs to someone else.
It's a pan,
There's a pan there.
a tarp.
No,
You giving the tarp
No,
away?
not giving the tarp away. That's my hooker system.
Hey?
That's my
Oh.
hooker system because at some stage we were going to dive into a water hole in
Oh,
New
yeah,
South Wales.
we're gonna
but
do
I'm
that
still
too.
waiting on
We're gonna do that.
job sort of
We'll
thing.
just wait
So-
for it to dry up a bit.
Yeah.
I got that fella's number.
Yeah.
How long's
you've-
it been there? 3 years.
3 years you've had the fella's number.
There's a lot of
and,
gold there. Lady Bowen's just down the hill.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm still waiting
Oh,
for
I
that
see.
one.
So that's when we're going to go underwater and move some
Do
boulders.
some filming and have a look at that. What's going on?
There'll be
there.
gold
So-
in there. You can guarantee it.
Oh well. There's a theory about waterfalls that
That they
the
boil
gold
out.
they boil out. So
Yeah, but if the Chinese were building all that infrastructure, they built
you
that
would
dam,
think that there'd be
and then
some. The Chinese don't muck about for nothing.
No.
do they?
no.
Good.
So there's got to be something there.
Yeah. So here is
what-
This is an interesting little batch of gold. It's got a lot of that, which I assume is garnet. You would think it's garnet, but
so this is a
that's
bit
at
of
a
wash. This is a bit of wash you've got
Yeah.
from somewhere.
yeah. But
Yeah,
this
look,
is
garnets, yeah.
microscopic.
Yeah,
It's that they're nowhere near that big. So
it's just like grains of sand.
grains of sand. So we're zoomed right in there, but it's very interesting that we've got a lot of garnet through it, and maybe those some of those lighter coloured red ones are a bit of jasper or something or other. But
Yep.
it's very interesting, that wash. Anyway, I like to show a bit of gold every week
Yeah,
and like to mix it
Oh,
up a little bit.
people
so
like gold apparently.
apparently people.
Yeah.
times-
This is like Groundhog Day here. Yeah.
Here's a question, Gem Q, the Gold Rush guy.
Yeah, the Gold Rush guy.
Is that what he's?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've got
the
to.
Gold
You've
Rush, yeah.
educated me. I'll go and check him out.
Yeah.
Have I got to resubscribe or am I still Gem Q1?
I don't know.
You better tell me,
Yeah,
Guy. Give us the deal there.
Yeah. Are Warren and yourself coming down to Wedderburn next year for the Jamboree? I haven't thought about it.
What about
you?
the? Well, I'll be going for the. If the gold show's on in Bendigo, I'll definitely be going to that
Yeah.
because that was cancelled this year, obviously, like everything else was.
Yeah.
Uh,
Where
and,
the
the,
guess?
and the Jamboree every Easter was supposed to be Albury this year. Next year it's in Tassie.
In Tassie.
So if anyone from Tasmania is watching, I'll probably be down there.
Yeah.
Because that's a pretty good show, the Jamboree. I thought they'd redo Albury, but I think it's Tassie.
Yeah.
But the gold show in Bendigo, that's in April, I think. That
Yeah,
should be
I
on.
think
I think Victoria's sorted, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, well.
They're drinking coffee and walking around.
Yeah. There's no COVID in Australia anymore.
No,
There's no community transmission.
No,
It's all people coming in from overseas.
right. So I'd say, I'd cross the fingers that most of the shows for 21 will be back with a COVID plan.
Yeah.
So the gold show will definitely be down for that.
Yeah. And that's unless.
And when's Wedderburn? That's September or something, isn't it?
Yeah. And then there's World Metal Detecting Championship.
Oh yeah,
You'll be
Devin Gimpy will be at that.
you'll be starring at that.
Oh. Well, we might have. I don't think we'll be able to bring any overseas celebrities in this time.
No, exactly.
They'll be dripping with COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Especially the Americans.
America's having a
Yeah, then it's not real good.
yeah. Carrara Nugget Hunt, I believe, is happening. I'm going to do some other stuff.
You're going to do some trade shows.
Oh, well,
outdoor
I'll probably do a couple of outdoor shows, but I'm going to put on some free stuff out at Warwick.
Oh yeah, like that one we did a couple of years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was a good day.
That was a
we had
good
like
day,
60
that.
people or 70 people.
Yeah. So I'm going to do some
It's just
free
a, it's just
training
a
out
good
there.
meet and greet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But this time, I reckon I might camp at the Carrara pub that night and go and have a countery
Oh yeah,
and sit up and talk.
That's a good
crap,
idea.
You know, so.
make it more of a social. Well, it's just that's what it is. It's a social event, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then
It's just a matter of meeting fellow prospectors and relic hunters. It's
yeah,
just great.
exactly. Yeah. So righto. So we've got.
We're in
We'll
the-
give away. I'll bring Swanson on. Right, I'll get him going here. We're gonna give away a Gold Diggers mug as the final one. Hope Gilbert, congratulations, Hope. Can you contact me after the show, and I will send you a Gold Diggers mug,
unused.
unused one. I didn't have it. I didn't have an unused one right here, so
It's part of, didn't
I'll get
slurp
you
all
a new
over
one.
it.
Yeah,
It's,
get you a
it's
new one.
COVID free.
I got a new one over in a box over the far side there.
Oh, righto. That's just a demo model.
Yeah. So next week we're going to go nuts. Oh, there's some more specials too. I should have mentioned this earlier. So that same code, Swanson5, right, will give you a 5% discount on Apex, Ace 300, Ace 400, and AT Max. So if you're looking for a great machine for Christmas, those four are cracking machines. You can't go wrong with all four of those. So have a look at those. Just go to the Gold Diggers website, and I am assured that code works.
And Australia Post will deliver on time.
Well, yes, that is a big issue.
Oh, we still got a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but I'm sort of half not guaranteeing pre-Christmas delivery because it's crazy. Righto, guys. Well, thanks very much, Warren.
Yeah, no worries.
Thanks for
Good to
coming
be on again.
along, and we'll see you next week, and we'll see you in the new year, I would assume. And
Yeah, no worries.
righto, guys,
Not
and
everyone.
I'll see everyone next week. Thanks very much for watching.
Bye.
Thanks guys for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe and call us on the Daylight Helpline. See you next time.